afternoon and welcome to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lorianne Casdia, and as you know, Healthy Lifestyle is here to inspire, educate, and empower you to a fulfilling, healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life. So 2019 is the year of intention. What is your intention for 2019? What are you going to do to make it better this year than last year for you? So remember, check back to our website to find out what those 5 questions to ask yourself if you really want to transform your life. In the meantime, today we're going to transform this time because we brought our good friend Karen Scutellaro back. How are you? And talking with our good friends from Teen Challenge, Brian Freeman and Michael LaPietra. Thank you guys for being on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. Karen, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
It's like the Verizon commercial.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
So Teen Challenge. Karen, you and I spoke about this and your personal relationship with it. Why are you here really promoting Teen Challenge? I'd like to just kind of start with that.
Right. So we'll go back to it's for personal reasons.
Yep.
My son battled with addiction for many years. And this organization, this organization is, within my experience, far superior to any of the other facilities that my son had participated in. And, I'll let you guys talk about it, but the outcome is far greater a results that you could want with this organization than possibly getting 30 days with typical treatment centers, if you can even fight to get that.
If you can even fight to get that, yeah. So I know, and in a different way, because you and I have spoken about this, you are really supporting Teen Challenge,
absolutely,
putting your voice behind it, taking your experience and reaching out and helping other people. And that's why one of the many reasons you're here. And I know you're doing larger things to represent and kind of carry on your son's mission.
Right.
So that's a really good experience. And I look forward to speaking to you about your foundation at another time. But in the meantime, I want to speak to you, Brian, about Teen Challenge. Tell us about the program. And then I really want to speak about the mission. I want to speak about how you're funding the program and a variety of other things. So tell us about the program for those people who don't know what Teen Challenge is about.
Okay. Again, thanks for having us.
Of course.
We really appreciate this opportunity. Teen Challenge was founded 61 years ago by a gentleman by the name of David Wilkerson. And David Wilkerson was a pastor out of Pennsylvania. And he was watching TV and saw these gang members that were having this big battle with each other, and someone had been killed as a result of it. So David Wilkerson felt a burden on his heart to come to New York and to go to court for these guys that were involved in this gang violence, and asked the judge if he would allow him an opportunity to show these guys another way to live, a better way to live. And as a result, the judge did allow it. Teen Challenge was birthed, and it's now in over 120 countries. We have about 1,300 centers here in the United States. We are Long Island Teen Challenge, which is the corporate office for Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, and again, Long Island Teen Challenge. Those centers are all under the corporate office here. But it's a great program. It's a faith-based program. It's an inpatient program. So you come and you stay with us and you live with us. And, we just love on you and get you to a place where you can forgive yourself for some of the things that you've done and stop believing the lie and and help you with your self-talk, the way that you view life, your perception of life. And, we want to prepare you to leave. So your now prepares you for your next. And that's what we believe in. When we get them in, we know we only have them for a season, but we try to maximize that opportunity. And it's been a blessing to be a part of it. It really has, to see the lives change, to see the people come in and they're broken, and you see their families are just just don't know what to do.
Broken from addiction.
Yes. It's not just addiction to drugs. It's life controlling issues. We are what's considered a discipleship program. So yes, a lot of the people that we deal with are struggling with drugs and alcohol, but that's not our only people.
Okay.
You know, some people just can't get it together. They can't get a structure. They can't get their life together.
Can't get out of their own way.
Some people have gambling addictions, you know, so whatever it is that's controlling your life and keeping you from moving forward, we want to address that. So
I found in my personal life experience and in speaking with many others through mentoring, that the hardest challenges in your life are going to give you the best opportunity to become the finest and the best growth that you're going to see in your life. You have that opportunity. And if you don't learn those lessons, because we're here to learn lessons and we're here to serve one another, we talk about that all the time here on our show. If you don't learn that lesson, I know that the universe, God, whatever you go by, is going to come back and show you that lesson harder and more graphically the next time, because you got to learn the lesson, right?
Sure.
So you actually help people through that struggle, because I believe very firmly that we have addictions for a variety of reasons, obviously, but one is it's part of the path that we're supposed to go down, part of the journey we're supposed to go down and make those choices.
Sure.
And you help people with that, right? That's what you're telling us.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a pathway to recovery. There really is. Yeah. And, you know, if you start spiritualizing it, sometimes it seems too big for people. They can't get it.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to really simplify the process. You know, we're a Christian organization. The Bible says it is the simplicity of the gospel that marvels the minds of men. And so sometimes just keeping it to the grassroots, the understanding and making it relevant to where they're at makes a big difference. Because
we overcomplicate things. And sometimes I think we do to make it harder for people to recover. Sure. And there are a lot of folks out there that are trying not to help you recover.
Sure.
They're actually out there to make themselves feel better. But in the process, what they do is they push you down and don't let you out from being underneath that foot or that situation that you're in.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, that's I see it all the time when I'm speaking to my mentoring clients, and I see it out there all the time, and it's just, you just want to go out and hug everybody. And that's basically, you provide tools to the people who go through your program.
We do. And there's several stages to that. One of the first things we want to help them do is make an accurate assessment of where they're at.
Of themselves.
Yeah. And of their addiction.
No judgment.
Yeah. You just need to see it for what it is. You can't simplify it. You can't downplay it. You can't think that you can handle it by yourself.
Gotta be honest to yourself.
You gotta be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
That's when we talk about being genuine. You got to be genuine. You got to be honest with yourself of what's really going on. We can mask anything and make anything look pretty, right? Yeah. We can put it in a pretty package, but that's not going to make it better.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just going to prolong what's going to happen anyway.
That's absolutely true.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
So what's the mission statement? What's your mission at Teen Challenge?
Our mission is to help those people who have life controlling issues, like I said, by understanding that there is a pathway to recovery and restoration. We believe that that pathway is rooted in the principles of the Bible. We focus on helping them to not believe the lie, the things they're telling themselves, to understand that there is something written about them that already tells them who they are and whose they are. And they need to understand how to focus on that, to overcome all of those things. A lot of times people come in and the world has buried them. They just don't know. And so our job is to let them know that, yes, the world may have buried you, but you're also a seed. So what happens when you bury a seed?
It grows.
It grows.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It grows no matter what. It pushes through and it pushes through. Karen, you have a really great story about a gentleman who knew your son and who's doing really well. And actually, we were at the facility together. You want to tell that?
Yeah. I mean, it was brief, but one of the young men that was a student when Joseph was involved in the program, when Lorianne and I were taking a tour of the men's section of the facility, he was there and he graduated, and now he's an instructor, a staff member. Yeah, and what a joy to see him continuing on his path and making a difference in other people's lives. And I always said, we use the experiences that we've had for good to help other people, who better than us to help people going through it,
right?
Because we get it. We've been there. It's ugly there, but you do that hard work.
It's hard work to stay on and to change and to not fall into old habits. Absolutely. That's from any part of your life. That's like ricocheting dieting.
Yeah, it's the knee-jerk reaction. You go back to what you know.
It's comfortable,
but it's uncomfortable to not do that,
to change.
And every day is a struggle. Some days are better than others, but ultimately it reveals what it will be.
Yeah, and it takes work, and that's one thing I see with the people in your program. They know, and they're working every day. They're working, and they're taking a day at a time. They're not looking at a minute at a time.
Sometimes,
and
that's
sometimes
fine, and that's enough.
Yep. Sometimes it is right. Seconds, minutes, hours. So I was at an event, and one of the gentlemen who went in to the Osama bin Laden compound and was able to take care of that, if you will. I said, how do you do this? How do you be a Marine? How do you do what you do? Because it's really difficult. And he goes, it's a minute at a time. I get up in the morning and I make my bed. And then my next thing is I have to get to breakfast. And then from there, I have to get myself from there to lunch. And from lunch to something else that I'm doing, and that to dinner, and then back to bed. And he says, if you take it in small bites, life isn't as difficult because you're focused on that one challenge. When you do this program, it's free to everybody, right?
It is a program that we accept anyone that needs help.
Right.
There is a small induction fee to come into the program,
right?
But we don't turn anyone away. And so, it's a ministry program. It's not government funded. So everything we do is through fundraising and things like that. But yes, it is free to everyone to come. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter where you come from. We just ask when you come that you just have an open mind to the information we're going to give you. And a lot of times people come into our program and they're focused on the religious aspect of it. But what we tell them is that, the truth will justify itself and defend itself. So all we ask is that you are loyal to the process.
What does that mean? The truth will justify itself?
Meaning that when the information that is put before you, when it takes root, when you understand that it's real, it's relevant to your life, you see yourself going through a lot of things that other people have gone through. We tend to think that we are unique and we're the only ones that have gone through this, or the only ones that have gotten delivered, and we're not. There's a lot of people out here who have been delivered from life controlling issues.
Yeah.
And that deliverance was rooted in the truth. And so once they were introduced to it, once they, sort of took a hold of it, then the change started happening. So we're not worried about someone coming into the program that's not of our faith, because we believe that the truth will speak for itself.
Right.
Once the information is, produced.
And I let me just jump in here for a minute. I can attest to that, because when I became aware of Teen Challenge and spoke to my son and said, come on, we're going this way, because he was basically at the end.
Yeah.
When he was introduced to you guys, and his first knee jerk not to do it was the faith base.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good excuse. You can throw that down. That's an excuse card.
Yeah.
Right. But, and let me just flip to the other side respectfully to anybody's faith. It doesn't matter what it is. And again, my mindset throughout the process, because we had gone back and forth and I had questioned you and called you to the carpet on a few things that that wasn't jiving with me. In the end, it was the right thing to do. But if you just put your own faith aside and you practice, or you focus on the commonality, okay, it's peace, it's forgiveness, regardless to what label you want to call your faith, it definitely, at least in my case with my son, it made a tremendous difference, and it delivered him from the dark space he was at when he came to you. And the 8 months while he remained in the program, he was able to mend relationships and become healthier and mentally clear on so many levels. And that in itself, because we could have lost him prior to him coming to your organization, and we had those extra 8-9 months of him getting well and healing and finding a peace, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's priceless. That in itself is priceless. So faith is just nothing that needs to be too much of a concern.
It's conceptual, and everybody.
Exactly.
So if we look at it more universal, you can put whatever title you want on it. But at the end of the day, I think if you look at every different, and I do study different faiths, and when you look at all the faiths, they all have the same end goal, and they all have somehow higher power that they believe in, who wants love, peace, harmony. We're here to serve. We're here to learn a lesson.
Absolutely.
Every single faith-based organization has those same properties. How you get there is different. That varies a little bit, and what rules, if you will, or mantras you follow, or what have you. That does change, but the end goal is the same. So it's just how you get there. It's like taking a different direction. When you go into grandma's house, you can use 495, you can use Northern State, you can use Southern State. At the end of the day, you're still ending up at grandma's.
And also keep in mind, okay, I would say everybody, I don't know this for a fact, I'm going to go on the assumption that everybody who's been a student, it wasn't their first time in treatment.
That's absolutely true.
Okay, so that wasn't anything that I looked up, but based on my experience with my son. So for me and my son and my family, he had been in and out of several treatments. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And if this is foreign to you and there's too many rules, whatever, you know what? We've tried everything else. You've got nothing to lose.
Right. Yeah. Right.
What do you have to lose? What, to look inward and try and find peace and
well, and this is why I love this program, because it empowers the individual. So that to me is a significant difference that I've just observed myself. It empowers you as an individual. It provides you with tools that allows you to function when you leave. That's something I saw in every other program that a relative of mine was involved in, and they didn't empower them. They actually, in some cases, they enabled them. And in some cases, they were okay for a while, but they didn't give them the tools to become better so that they wouldn't go back to same old, like we were talking about just before, Karen. It's easy to slide back into what's comfort. It's easy to slide back in and go, you know what, forget it. That's not working. I'm just going to do this. Yeah. So you provide empowering tools, and another aspect and element I love, which I did not have, you help the families. Let's talk about that for a brief second.
Yeah, so a big part, as Karen can attest, to a recovery is actually counseling with the families. A lot of the families that come in are so distraught, and they're so broken and so angry by some of the things that their family member that is addicted to drugs has caused them. And so there is a mending that needs to take place. And the thing that we have to always remember is that while the family member is getting better and recovering from their all the things they believed and the way that they acted and the things that they did, they're learning to forgive themselves and to let things go. The families aren't in the same process because they're not at Teen Challenge.
Right.
So what we have to understand, and I deal with this daily, is there's a constant addressing of boundaries that need to take place for the family to understand that, yes, your family member is getting better. And so you need to support that process, although you may be angry, although you may be upset about it. We do have the ability to help the families out, and they can contact our office, and we can put together a plan through some of our counseling ministries to help them along the way as well, because that's important when that person comes back, and we try to do things that strengthen the person in that process. In other words, if a person who is trying to get better doesn't build within that recovery a thought process that addresses those people that are going to doubt them. If you don't believe that people are going to doubt you, and when you leave, the minute that it shows up, you feel discouraged and you don't want to move forward. So a person that truly gets better has to understand that they have earned some of the doubt that their family feels for them, and they have to be able to take it. And so we do groups, because our group counseling is really focused on teaching them how to present information out to a group, and to have that group come back and give them the information they need to get better and to be able to accept information from others.
Yeah, I when we come back for the second half, I really want to go back to that and then give Michael an opportunity. You need to pipe down. You're just talking too much, Michael. There you go. No, when we come back, we'll definitely talk about what you do with Teen Challenge, and I do want to revisit the families and the helplessness and the unsurety of everything, every decision we make, and Karen and I can definitely relate on that. You're listening to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Ann Casdia, and we will be right back. Back to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Ann. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas on topics you'd like to hear or anything else, please feel free to email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. And of course, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. We are here talking with Brian Freeman, Michael LaPietra, and of course, our friend Karen Scutellaro. We're talking about Teen Challenge. We were just speaking about as family members of people who have had addictions or have addictions, how powerless, helpless, unsure we are, and our lives are tipped upside down as being family members. What I love about this program is you provide structure. And Michael,
yes,
if you wouldn't mind talking about it, I know you've been in the program and you're actually participating as the development representative, right?
Yeah, development coordinator. Yes.
Coordinator,
Yep.
And we'll talk about that and what you exactly do, because that's exciting, and I love talking about that. But let's talk about your challenge that you had before you came here and you've progressed to this point.
Yeah. I started in 2010. I got in a pretty serious car accident. It was a head-on collision between two pickup trucks going 40 miles per hour each, and I was hospitalized that night. And I needed like back surgery, knee surgery. I had a closed brain injury. So I had some cognitive damage. To this day, I still get major migraines with severe sunlight. But through that process and through the process of the lawsuit and stuff, I went to a lot of doctors and eventually got put on opiates, pain medication, oxycodone, roxicodone, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
And that continued on for a while, and I just got progressively worse to the point where now I was needing more and more and more and more. And at a certain point, it progressed on to stronger drugs, heroin and stuff like that. And I tried to get clean because simultaneously my son was born. My son Maddox, he's 7 years old now.
Oh, God bless.
Shout out to Maddox.
Hey, Maddox.
So I went to different detoxes, different programs, and I went to a series. Within a 3-year period, I went to the same detox probably 8 to 10 times and probably 5 or 6 different programs. And nothing worked for me. And towards the end, I was so fed up, and I needed a change. I needed to try something different, out of the box. And I heard about this program, which was an extended program, 9 to 12 months. At that time, it was a 12 to 14 month. And so I gave it a shot, I just said, I'm going to give this thing a year, see what it could do for me.
Why were you going to give it a shot?
Actually, to be completely honest with you, I was praying to God to help me to be a father, because I didn't know how to be a father, how to get off drugs, to give me strength and all that stuff. And then miraculously, this program showed up in my life. One day after I broke down, I didn't have anything left. I ran out of money. Everybody had left my side. I lost my son. And I broke down to my knees and I cried out to God to help me, to show me the way, to give me help. And I miraculously ended up in a hospital that night with a doctor standing over me, giving me the option to go home or to go get help. And that started my road to Teen Challenge. And when I first got there, I said to God, angrily, I said, I'm going to give you a year.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a year of my life, not for me, for the kid. We'll see what you could do. If you can't do it from there, I'm done.
Right. So
I gave myself to the program, and I just surrendered early on. And that's what they teach us, is surrender. Surrender your will, surrender your rights. Let God lift you up and teach you the way.
There's a lot of structure in this program.
Oh, yeah.
And it's necessary.
And you definitely don't want your name on that board.
No.
Oh, that board. Let's talk about the board. I saw the board. I was fearful of the board.
Yeah, you don't
I don't want my name up there.
It's like a disciplinary thing, or where we just
if you don't do something, your name gets put up on the board, and like everybody sees it in the community, in your Teen Challenge community.
Yes. And then, like our president, Pastor Willie Ramos, and Dr. Anna Ramos, shout out to them too. They, as he likes to say, it's like a mixture of college, a little bit of boot camp, a little bit of church, and a little bit of home, all mixed up in a pot, and that's Teen Challenge.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So they develop through our various work therapy programs and our individual counseling, along with mentors, guys like myself. Now I mentor a couple people because I've been through it, but also they go out for extensive counseling with a professional counselor.
Right.
And we have different work therapy programs that they work through, the different ministries that we have that builds up that structure that they need in their lives. And we just like to develop them and prepare them to go out into the world and be constructive in their community. And the Bible thing, it's really just ethics and morals that we want to instill into people's characters.
Yes.
Along with the structure, along with the just becoming more mentally sound, and spiritually alive. And then after that, we set up a plan for them going out, an exit plan. A lot of times people go out to college, different colleges, or into work programs, but we make sure that they're rooted before they go out and that there's a solid plan in place before anybody goes anywhere.
Right. And
which is key.
Which is key. So they have structure inside. You make sure there's structure when they're leaving, and provide them with tools which empowers anybody. Mm-hmm. So as a mentor, that's what I do. I mean, I speak to executives of companies and help mentor them to be even more successful or to be good leaders. That's a really important element of what I do. And again, it's being there, being a sounding board, giving them tools, providing them tools, not having them reinvent the wheel. And more importantly, not thinking that they're alone. When you feel you're alone, be in a leadership position, be in a position that you were in, you feel helpless.
Yeah.
Also accountability.
Yes, accountability
is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's true. As a mentor, I do. I hold everybody, all my clients accountable, and it's unrelenting. And that's what you do. Through your structure,
Absolutely.
It's accountability.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yes. Accountability and transparency. You're only going to be as sick as your secrets. When you let your secrets go and you start to know that it's okay to tell people where you are, what you're doing, or what you're going through, there's so much freedom in that.
There is
really
freedom.
Is freedom in that.
And we're all flawed. We all make mistakes. It happens, and we have to forgive ourselves. A lot of times we think we're not being forgiven by other people, and in reality, we're just not forgiving ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and that's where, those statements of it's none of our business what anybody else thinks comes into play and is a very useful tool. So, Michael, you do fundraising for this organization, don't you?
Yes.
So what kind of things if people don't necessarily have someone to come into the program, how can they support this wonderful, wonderful program to help the people in their community?
Yeah, so we have various ways to support the program. We have throughout the year, we have different events that take place. We have coming up in May, we have a first annual Long Island Teen Challenge golf tournament. That's on May 4th, a Saturday, at the Pine Ridge Golf Club in Coram. And you could give us a call at 732-804-0300 and ask for Michael. That's me. I could send you out some of that information in the email. A little bit of a plug there.
Love the plug. You can also go on the website, litcny.org, standing for Long Island Teen Challenge New York.org. So litcny.org. Michael, what's that phone number slower? I know we're in New York, but you got to slow it down so someone can write it down.
You got it. So the phone number is 732-804-0300, and that's for me, Michael LaPietra.
Is that a Vegas exchange?
No, it's at Jersey. I'm from the Jersey Shore.
Okay, well, we'll still love you.
Yeah.
We got to talk about those housewives.
Yes.
That's a different conversation. So, and what other? I know there are other ways that people can contribute and attend. And I know Karen and I are talking about going to the golf outing. And there's something in September, right?
It's September. We're discussing right now having like a taste of Long Island, somewhere in Freeport,
Nice.
at the Yacht Club in Freeport, kind of where we come together and restaurant owners will come and give a taste of what they got. It's another event that's still in the works. No promises for that, but we're hoping for.
No, we're making you promise right here, right now that you're going to make this happen, Michael.
I'm sorry, September what?
Pick a date, dude.
No, but we're really excited about the new things that are on the forefront for Teen Challenge and some of the things that are in the works to do in the community with the community. Just recently, last week, with the Rotary of Massapequa, they had a bowling event. And all the proceeds went to Long Island Teen Challenge. So we went down there, we bowled, and the people got to meet some of the people that are in the program currently, along with some of the staff members, and any other Rotary Club that would like to have us down. We would love to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Yep. So that's some of the things we do. We also do a walkathon. We do a storefront ministry where we go and we walk house to house, knock on the doors. It's a little bit of an awareness campaign, but when we come to your door, if you'd like to donate, that's also an option. Also, for a few months in the summer and a few months in the winter, you'll see us at various stores throughout Long Island, including Walmart, Stop and Shops, 7-Elevens, all throughout Long Island. You'll see a little table set up with some brochures and information and pamphlets on drugs and alcohol, a little bit of help for anybody that sees us out there. If you know anybody struggling, feel free to talk to the representatives at the table, and they can point you in the right direction.
I love some of your slogans, or really, they just hit home and really explain your program. Restoring broken lives, fulfilling dreams. I absolutely love that. And your objective for each of your residents is to embrace their purpose and fulfill their destiny. God provides the cure for the whole person. Totally agree with that. Since 1958, you've had a 75% success cure rate. I believe it's up to 79% at this point. And I really like this. Hope lives here. Freedom is found here. Change lives leave here. And that's very profound. And to get involved in an organization like this is from any level, be it funding, attending these fundraisers. How else do you fund this program? Because it isn't something that is governmentally supported, so to speak.
It's not because of the faith-based aspect of it. You know, the government has a, different
separation.
Viewpoint, the separation, exactly. And Michael listed some of the things that we do. And then you can just go on the website and simply donate if you'd like to. Everything, it just happens. God provides a way for it to happen. And, I've been amazed at my time here at how this ministry has continued to do well and continued to stay on mission and putting the students first and knowing that, no matter what, we're going to help them.
You have your own chef on staff.
Oh, we do.
I met him. Fierce.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to go because he's going to make me cut stuff up, and I don't want to do that.
Yes.
And you also have a furniture store that you utilize the proceeds to support this program as well?
We do.
Let's talk about that.
Sure. We have a TC Furniture. It's 55 Price Parkway. And it is an awesome, awesome furniture store. It's brand new furniture, so it's not used or reconditioned furniture. It's brand new. And all of the proceeds from TC Furniture do go to Teen Challenge to help support another student in the program. You're not going to beat the prices.
I was going to say, but wait, it's like half the price of what you would buy at someplace else.
It really is.
And it's quality furniture, too.
Brand name furniture.
Yeah, it really is. And we love it when people come into our store and then they say, well, I want to go check out some of the other places because we know they're coming back.
Yeah.
Because they just can't beat the price. So I love it. And we have a great staff there that's really enthusiastic and really.
And they deliver,
And we do deliver as well. So, come by and see us.
That's great. It was 55 Price Parkway?
Correct.
Is that where the old Levitz was?
I'm not sure.
Myself.
I'm not sure.
You really are.
Someone's got
But
to.
as soon as you turn on Price Parkway, it's right there, right beside the Lowe's.
And what hamlet, what town is that?
Farmingdale.
Farmingdale.
Farmingdale, right off Route 110.
Oh, okay. Right off. Right around the corner from where you are.
Yeah.
Excellent. Farmingdale. Okay. So those are some of the ways. How else do you get funding?
So we also have a Blessingdale's.
That like Bloomingdale's? Because I'm in.
Not quite.
We like to think that, but probably
so there.
I can show you a video. I can show you a video.
Yeah.
Offline.
So we just have moved to a new location.
Okay.
A newer building, a bigger building. And it's awesome. Again, our stuff there is not used. It's all brand new stuff. So if you need hair care products, if you need toiletries, if you need any of that stuff, we're the place to come.
Really? And where's that?
That's right.
Why do you keep this from me, Brian?
I'm sorry.
How long have we known each other? Stop it.
So let me get the exact address for you, but it's right on Sunrise Highway.
It's on.
It used to be the old Overstock building, furniture building.
It's 1146 Sunrise Highway, Copeg?
Yeah, it's actually across the street from 1146 now.
Okay.
And everything's factory direct, low, deep discount prices at these stores. And these are also the places where some of the students are getting their work therapy.
Yeah.
They're working within the stores, whether dealing with the furniture or working at Blessingdale's, working on the computers, pricing stuff, stocking stuff, working in the warehouse. So once
they get paid to do that. That's amazing.
Well, no, they don't get paid.
I was going to say,
wait
a second.
They don't get paid. No, that's a part of their program.
Oh, it's part of the program.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. It's a work therapy. A lot of them come to us and don't have the structure.
Well, that's a version of a pay.
Yeah, they are giving back because we don't charge a lot of money to be in the program, if any. So this is how we support the program, by having them work in those ministries that support the program.
Love it. You have a lot of different locations, too. So you have the Genesis Men's Crisis Center. I can't pronounce this.
Shekinah.
Thank you. Shekinah Men's Crisis Center. You have Grace Ladies Home. You have Blessingdale's Thrift Store. That's the one we spoke about. That's across the street in Copeg. You have TC Auto Donation Center. What's that?
That was our and we still do accept donations, just not as much as we used to. We've kind of gotten away from that. We had a tire shop that we decided to close down, but we are, still willing to take vehicles that are donated. We just have a process. So you would call in, and if you wanted a vehicle that needed to be picked up or donated, you could call us with it.
What's Rock the Block Ministries?
Okay, Rock the Block Ministries.
Sounds like something I'd be singing at.
It's an outreach ministry that goes all across the state of New York, and we just put the word out. We'll go to the toughest part of town, and we'll set up a stage, and we'll bring some step teams and some Christian artists and Christian rappers and Christian soloists in, and we will just talk about God, and we'll let them know that there's another way, there's another option, and we feed the community. We do food, we do games for the kids. It's an awesome ministry. It really is one of my favorites. And we look forward to we're revamping that. Our whole ministry is kind of revamping itself right now, and we're wanting to take a different approach at how we do some of these things. And so we may be changing the name of it from Rock the Block to something else, but it's still going to be the same concept, which is to get out there and let the people know about us. We were surprised to know that not that many people knew about, Long Island Adult and Teen Challenge. And we want to do a better job at promoting and letting people know that there's an option. There's hope. Hope has an address. Yeah,
I love that. Hope does, in fact, have an address. Michael, if you, in the last few minutes, if you had one thing that you would want everybody to know out there, what would it be about Teen Challenge?
So Teen Challenge, there's a few things I would want people to know, but one mainly is that you're going to find purpose at Teen Challenge. A lot of times we're in the world lost for many years. And for myself, I was in my 30s before I was 32, and I finally came and surrendered everything and started from the bottom up. And in that time, I've learned more about myself in my entire life. Through that process, I've made friends better than I've ever had in my life. I have things going on the forefront that I could never even imagine. And that all started with one decision to change my life and surrender myself to the process and to God, and ultimately go into Teen Challenge. And it's been probably the best 3 years of my life.
God bless.
Well, thank you. That was prolific, and thank you for your courage to share your story. That's it's very courageous, and you're definitely going to be helping other people. I know you do every day by being a mentor, but now you're reaching out even further. Brian, one last thing really quickly, real quick.
Sure. So when they come into the program, they need to get saved from something. So what we focus on is not necessarily what they were saved from, but what they've been saved for. And understanding that for is the thing that they need to take out of there. So it's about what's your next thing. your now is preparing you for your next.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Being in the present. Karen, any last words?
Oh, it would take too long. Just, my heart and soul is with Teen Challenge.
Unbelievable.
And anything I can do to use my voice, which I choose to use for good instead of evil.
Good.
No, sincerely, yeah. I am going to do everything I can, and this is a work in process. It's evolving and growing as we go. But you've got a supporter for life.
Yeah, it's an outstanding program. Again, if you want more information, it's litcny.org. Teen Challenge, look it up. It's amazing. If not for anything else, go visit the furniture store at 55 Price Parkway in Farmingdale. Reach out, help support this. Look on the website for upcoming events. I'd love to have you guys back on soon.
Sure, we'd love to be back.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here. In the meantime, thank you for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. My heart is always lifted by sharing this time with you. I want to thank my guests, of course, our producer, Brian, who's outstanding and brilliant. And remember, do a little something for yourself every day. It starts there. It doesn't have to be big, but definitely take a moment, do something for yourself, create the habit, create the new balance. You are the best you because everyone else is taken, so be the best you can be. Thank you again for joining us on Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Ann Casdia. Until next time, show up for you and show up big.